What up, my people? Desire you're a guy to filthy animal, 50 topics where we talk all trash, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. We lit, we live, we ready. Blessings upon blessings. We talking boxing, we talking Keith, one time Thurman. Keith, once upon a time, Thurman pulls out of the tszyu fight due to a bicep injury. Yes, you heard me. Due to a bicep injury, he will now be replaced with Sebastian Fandora. Who is Sebastian Fandora? The 6'7" tallest tree stump in the world. Fighting at 154 pounds, 53 pounds, whatever it is, but he is the replacement for Keith one-time Thurman. The big question is this the death of Keith one-time Thurman's career? Is this the death of Keith one-time Thurman's career? Did he ruin it for himself and for Prime? Why? This is Prime's first big outing with boxing. First outing period with boxing. Pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. The American audience wanted to see Keith one-time Thurman, not Sebastian Fandora, although it may be a better fight than what the Keith Thurman fight would have been. But is this what the boxing fans wanted to see? The American audience wants to see Keith one-time Thurman. This is what was promoted throughout these months. Now we don't have that due to Keith's injury. This man has been getting hurt throughout his entire career. He is now 35 years old. How many more injuries can Keith one-time Thurman sustain? He's been inactive for 2 years. His last fight was with Barrios. What is Keith one-time Thurman's next move? When will be his next big fight, if ever? Should Keith one-time Thurman retire? That is the main question, because this is very disappointing, not only for the boxing fans. He's cost himself money. He's cost his family money. And you know what? Who knows what kind of depression this man is even going through after putting in all this hard work to be 12 days out to the fight and now be injured. Shouldn't he have been smart enough to not put himself in the position where he will be injured 12 days into the fight? I believe, yes, whatever he did that caused this injury is the reason we're not getting this fight, which is a big, big problem, not only for the fans, but for Keith one-time Thurman. Because how reliable are you? How reliable are you for the fans? How reliable are you for the networks who's put the time and money into promoting you for this new fight? You understand? So there's a lot that surrounds this situation with Keith one-time Thurman. Keith once upon a time Thurman. Should he retire? Is this the death of Keith Thurman's career? I would say yes. This is the death. There is no other big fights for him to get at this moment. At this moment, he's been inactive for 2 years. 2 years since the Barrios fight. There's no reason this man should be injured 12 days into the fight. This is a big, big, big disappointment for boxing. This is a big disappointment for the fans. This is a big disappointment for Keith one-time Thurman. It's just a disappointing situation all around the board. No one knows tszyu in America. No one cares for tszyu in America. He's beat guys who's washed up, who's already taken losses. He hasn't fought elite competition, although he's been pretty much knocking everything out besides his last outing, which was not a great performance. So, dude, what's going to happen here? Yeah, he's big in Australia, but not in America. America does not want to pay $90 to watch tszyu. What you gonna do? Right? Like Keith said, Mexican zoo, when these numbers flop, what you gonna do? Prime, when these numbers flop, are you still gonna want to cover boxing, knowing these risks are involved? So, with that being said, Keith has screwed it up big time. Keith screw up Thurman, his new name. You ruined it, kid. Whatever you was doing was not easy peasy. If you can beat me. Well, it looks like you beat yourself, buddy. And you know what? That's the end of it. And like I said, that's the end of Keith One-Time Thurman's career. That being said, my people, it is I, your guy, the filthy animal, filthy topics, where we talk all trash, and one man's trash is another man's treasure, and this is boxing. Peace!